Hi everybody, it's the Mama J again. Tonight I thought I would introduce you to my two axolotls. This is Coconut and Coda. Coda you see on the right there swimming around. Coda is a wild type of axolotls, and Coconut on your left is an albino. An axolotl is a really wonderful pet to have. These guys are housed in a 20-gallon long aquarium. As you can see, they look a lot like a salamander, and they are actually kin to a tiger salamander. But the neat thing about an axolotl is that they maintain a neoteny state throughout their life. That means they stay in a juvenile form. Their gills don't metamorphosize, so they stay. They have rudimentary lungs, but they can breathe through their gills, and they're totally aquatic. It's really neat how they will use their legs and feet and swim through the water, kind of crawling around, but then they can also whip their tail around and swim really quickly like a fish if they want to. The fun thing about axolotls is they always have a smile on their face. And this is Coconut. You can see he has really pretty pink fluffy gills. You can kind of see where his little smile is. His eyes are almost translucent. Axolotls are native to Mexico City. The wild type are actually endangered now. They are captive bred now, like this guy right here. But to find one in the wild is a pretty difficult thing to find. I think Lake Xochimilco is the only known lake to find native axolotls. Their diets consist of earthworms or bloodworms, and I believe they can live up to about 10 years old if well cared for. I've had these guys about 6 months. I got them when they were about 3 inches long. Now they're about 7 inches long, and they're doing quite well. It's feeding time here, so I'll pause it, put some worms in the tank so you can get to see them eat, which is a really fun thing. Okay, we're back with some worms here, and axolotls actually have little teeny tiny teeth, but they eat more like a suction type mechanism. They will suck the food into their mouth and then swallow it. So it's really neat when they eat, they kind of jerk as they're sort of sucking that food back down into their bellies. Let's see if Coconut will get a bite for you here. There he goes. See him kind of chomping on it a little bit there. Coda's a little more animated when he eats. He kind of gets a mouthful and then has to spit some of them back out. But each of them have a separate feeding dish, and the reason is when they were little, they actually took some chunks out of each other. Coconut gave Coda a haircut on the gills, which is the other really great thing about axolotls. They're actually studied in research quite a bit. Because they have the ability to regrow limbs or tissue. It's a really fascinating thing that researchers can learn a lot from. As far as I know, they're the only animal that can do that. So anyway, these are my boys, and or possibly a girl. We don't know 100% yet. They haven't completely developed yet. So I hope you have a good evening, and I hope you've enjoyed meeting the axolotl.